Blueberry bushes can be found in gardens here and there throughout Iowa. However, it can be a little challenging to locate a large-scale blueberry grower in the state. That's okay. We are up to a challenge, and we found the Berry Patch, a family farm outside of Nevada where they've been growing berries for 5 decades.
We were both teachers, and we decided because we had 3 sons and we had a summer that was open that we would grow some fruit, and that was 1970. And when we saw how customers were coming out and wanting to pick almost daily, we thought, well, we could have something right along the seasons.
We planted blueberries about 30 years ago and mismanaged them to the point where we didn't think they were a crop. And gradually, by a lot of experience, we learned a few things about raising blueberries, and the climate favored us, and we planted big time.
After those initial bumps in the road, the Berry Patch now has one of the largest blueberry crops in Iowa, if not the largest.
We have about 8 acres in production, and then we just planted another 2, so the most you'll probably see is maybe a half an acre to an acre anywhere else in Iowa.
When given the proper care and a little helping hand from Mother Nature, a patient and diligent farmer can have a blueberry bush that produces delicious berries for decades.
They're supposed to last 30 to 40 years, so really they last most of our lifetime, and most of them are probably about 8 to 10 years old. There's some that we just planted this year, and they were 2-year-old plants when we planted them in. You kind of got to plan ahead, so you got to get them started and going 4 to 5 years before you really want to see production on them. So the timing, you really got to hopefully get all your pruning done, and then we start picking in usually end of July, August through September.
We are a fruit share for the Farm to Folk CSA in Ames. And so they can order fruit from May until October and take a share like that.
We do farmers markets, a couple different CSAs, about 3 or 4 different restaurants, a couple grocery stores in town. The Des Moines Farmers Market is a big one, and then our on-farm stand here.
Always looking to expand their market, the Berry Patch offers some lesser-known berries to their customers.
We wanted a niche market for some of our fruit, and that's worked really well. Now we hardly have enough to meet the demand, which is the other side of the coin. When we first started, people would say, what's a currant? What's a gooseberry? We don't use those. Well, now we don't have enough to meet the demand in certain summers, and that's wonderful.
We just keep at it. We try to do things here on the farm that other people aren't doing because it's a challenge.
When you visit the Berry Patch, be prepared to get your hands a little dirty.
We feature pick your own. That's our strong point here. The awareness of the consumer wanting good local food. And so if you're really looking for good taste, good nutrition, you want them when they're mature. So there's a lot to be said for getting it fresh.
It's kind of getting back to your farm roots. It was very fun, very enjoyable.
I loved it here. In fact, took the flyer about when other things are ripe during the season, and I can see planning a gathering with my sister from West Liberty and grabbing my brother-in-law and coming out here again for strawberries or raspberries.
We specialize in the berries and things that are good for your health. The blueberries have always had good press from a lot of different organizations and health advocates about their antioxidants. Some studies showed that half a cup of blueberries every day will actually improve your short-term memory like 2.5 years as a senior. I can't think of anything that you can get better health benefits than what we raise.